Good morning, dear student. In previous lecture, we will discuss the classification of amino acid on the basis of their structure. So, in this lecture, we will discuss the classification based on the polarity. Uh, the classification of amino acid based on polarity are divided into four groups, and each group or the polarity not the group. The polarity reflects the functional role of this amino acid. So, depending on the R group, they are classified into four types. One is non-polar amino acid. Non-polar amino acid. Second, that is polar amino acid. So we can write one by one the classification based on the polarity. So the first one is non-polar amino acid. Non-polar amino acid. So we are very much familiar with polarity. So non-polar amino acids means whatever the R group which is attached to this amino acid, it is a non-polar. It does not have any charge. Again, second, polar amino acid. Polar amino acid, but the R group does not have any charge. R group having no charge. Having no charge. Okay. Third, that is the polar amino acid with positive charge on R group. Polar amino acid having positive charge on R group. And the last one, that is the polar amino acid with negative charge on R group. So polar amino acid having negative charge on R group. So the amino acids are classified into four types depending on their polarity. First is non-polar amino acids. Second is polar amino acids, but the R group having no charge. Third, the polar amino acid having positively charged R group, and the last one is polar amino acid having negatively charged R group. So let us discuss one by one. So let us discuss the first one, that is non-polar amino acid. That is first non-polar amino acid. Non-polar amino acid. So let us discuss one by one. Non-polar amino acids. They are also referred as hydrophobic. So these non-polar amino acid, they are referred as hydrophobic, means water heating. Hydrophobic, water heating. Second, they have no charge on the R group. So they have no charge on R group which is attached to the alpha carbon. So they have no charge on the R group. Example of this non-polar amino acid include uh, alanine, then valine, then leucine is there, isoleucine is there, then phenylalanine is there. So we already discussed the structure of this amino acid. Phenylalanine is there, tryptophan is there, proline is there, etc. So these are the example of non-polar amino acids. So the R group does not have any charge. That is, the R group, it is aliphatic side chain, does not have any charge. they are considered as a non-polar amino acid. So let's discuss the second type, that is polar amino acid. Polar amino acid, second type. Polar amino acid with R group does not have any charge. So the polar amino acid but no charge, no charge on R group, no charge on R group. So these are the amino acid which is non-polar. So the R group does not have any charge. But the second, these are the amino acids are polar but no charge, no charge on the R group. So let us discuss the points. So there is a no charge on R group. They contain group such as hydroxyl, sulfur containing amino acid is there, amide, amide amide functional group is there, and they are participate in hydrogen bonding of protein structure. So which amino acids are included in this class? That is uh, the amino acids such as which contain the R group contain hydroxyl group, then sulfur containing amino acid, hydroxyl group, sulfur containing amino acids, and amide, generally the basic amino acids. Amide, they are considered as a polar amino acid with no charge on R group. So they are involved in hydrogen bonding. So there is no charge either positive or negative on the R group, but they contain hydroxyl group, sulfur containing SH group, amide group is there, and they involve in hydrogen bonding, and therefore they are considered as a polar amino acid with no charge on R group. One of the important example that glycine is also introduced, where R which is equal to hydrogen. So glycine is also considered as a polar amino acid. It is not considered in non-polar amino acid because the hydrogen, it is also involved in hydrogen bonding, and therefore they are considered as a polar amino acid, although there is no charge on the R group is there. So example of this amino acid is, we see the example of this amino acid is glycine. Glycine, serine is there, glycine, serine, then cysteine is there, cysteine is there, tyrosine is also there, tyrosine is there, and then aspargine and glutamine, aspargine and glutamine, aspargine and glutamines. So these are the examples of this polar amino acid. They are the polar amino acid but does not contain any charge on the R group. The important example of this type is glycine. It is included in polar amino acids. Let us discuss the third types, that is the polar amino acid having positive charge on the R group. Polar amino acid having positive charge on R group. So the basic amino acid such as lysine, second arginine, and third that is histidine. Histidine, they are considered or included in this polar amino acid group. That is, they having a R group and the R group having a positive charge. Lysine, for example, we know that the structure of lysine, CHCO minus, NH3 positive, again CH2 4 times NH3 positive. So Whatever the R group is there, it contain a positive charge. So three basic amino acid, lysine, arginine, and histidine, are included in the this type, that is polar amino acid having positive charge on R group. And let us discuss the next one, that is the polar amino acid having negative charge on R group. Polar amino acid having negative charge on R group is there. So they are acidic amino acid. For example, the example is aspartic acid, and second is glutamic acid. Aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So CHCO minus and H3 positive, CS2 CO minus. So this is your R group having negative charge. Again, this is your glutamic acid, CHCO minus and H3 positive. This is CS2 CO minus. So this is the classification of amino acid based on their polarity. So based on polarity, they are classified into four types. First, that is non-polar amino acids, and does not having a polar group, non-polar amino acid. Second, the polar amino acid, but the R group does not have any charge. Third, the polar amino acid with positive charge on R group. And the last, that is polar amino acid with negative charge on this R group. So polar amino acid with positive charge, they are basic amino acids such as lysine, arginine, and histidine. While the polar amino acid with negative charge on R group, they are acidic amino acid such as aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So this is all about the classification of amino acid based on polarity. In next lecture, we will discuss the remaining classification of amino acid. Thank you.